Welcome back to today's situation report for Operation TS. As we mentioned, we're just going to explore a bit more about the Artemis III. So this vessel, along with the OCEAN HERMANA, has recently been detained by Malaysian authorities for a potential unauthorized ship-to-ship transfer. And we've looked just now at how, during the time in the Malaysian EEZ, the vessel appeared to have been spoofing its location about 17 nautical miles away from its actual location. Looking back in its history, we've spotted at least three other events where the Artemis III appears to be inaccurately reporting its location. So I'm just going to click now so we can see this vessel's journey activity back to from when it last left port in August. So I'm going to turn on the vessel tracks now and jump back in time to this point here where the Artemis III was loitering and had missing AIS. So I'll just zoom out so we can see where we are. So we're here now in Iranian waters, and the reason I wanted to show this point in time is, like we showed in the last video, the maneuvers of the Artemis III during this time were particularly regular for several days here. And over the top here, I've just added a clip that SAR Maritime have provided us, and I think this really nicely shows several other vessels in the area, their movements during that time, and how the Artemis III's pattern is extremely regular, not following the tides or the currents or the wind conditions like the other vessels on screen here. So this is another point where we believe the Artemis III is not reporting its location accurately and likely spoofing. And that was when the vessel was heading out of the Persian Gulf on its way towards the Malaysian EEZ where it was detained. But before this, there's actually two other periods of time where we also believe the Artemis III has been inaccurately reporting its location. One of these is on the 25th of August. So at this point in time, the Artemis III is reporting its location, again with a very similar regular pattern, which you would see if I extended the time down the bottom here. But the main thing that we know from tankertrackers.com is actually while the Artemis III was reporting its location further up in the Persian Gulf, it was actually in port here. So they've identified the vessel here. So that's the second instance where we know the Artemis III is most likely spoofing its location. The other example we have is a bit different. It's not showing that regular, far too regular pattern of anchorage, but instead, if we look at the vessel's history a bit further, on its journey in and out of the Persian Gulf. And here I'm just going to add AIS points onto the track. So what really stands out here is on the vessel's inward journey to this location, there are several terrestrial-based receiver points. There's a lot of AIS points as well during this time. But on its journey back out again, we're seeing far fewer reports and no terrestrial reports. And if we look at other vessels in the area at this time, in this area, there is a lot of terrestrial AIS. So it seems unusual that for this period of time, there was such infrequent AIS reporting and only vessel-based AIS receiver reporting. And the fourth example for where we believe the Artemis III to be spoofing its location is down at this point here, just before a period of missing AIS. And here we've got some SAR imagery over this location. So the SAR imagery here we've got is from Sentinel-1 and was taken about 19 minutes after the Artemis III's last reported AIS point. And within here, we've automatically matched to AIS data any vessels in the area. And there's several low confidence points and vessel detections as well. We don't believe any of these are likely to be the Artemis III. So looking roughly at its travel speed and where it could have traveled during those 19 minutes. There are these potential detections here. But when you take a closer look at them, you can see that they're potentially quite small vessels. So over here, for comparison, is a fairly small 21-meter tugboat. Now the Artemis III is a 340-meter long vessel. So if we look within the same imagery, 4 vessels of a similar size, the Ever Living is here. This vessel is 335 meters long. So you would expect to be seeing very bright spots on the SAR imagery. So this is the 4th point where we believe that the Artemis III is not reporting its location accurately and potentially spoofing. So that's been a bit of a look back at the Artemis III's travel history and a few occasions where we believe the vessel is spoofing its location. Next, we're going to look at a completely different vessel heading down from Russia towards our area of interest. So please do check out that next video. And again, really keen to hear feedback. So please send anything through and any other questions you might have.